What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is featuring two players who are best known in the world for their specific races. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Blue Shift Ellie, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He is becoming very well known in the Starcraft 2 pro scene. His name is Lambo. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Terran pieces. He needs no introduction whatsoever. He's an absolute force to be reckoned with the Terran race. His name is Maru. So, guys and girls, I'm really excited about this game right here in this series as a whole. These games, everyone, and this game in particular, was played at the Blizzcon Global Finals, and this was actually played in Group A of, so essentially the group stages of Blizzcon. And I am very excited to see what these two players decide to do here in game number one, because this is, you know, these two players, they're going to have to get a kind of a feel for one another. This is a best of 3 series. So really what it comes down to, guys, is, I mean, you really got to, you got to win these games. Every game counts. That's what it really comes down to. So most of the time, or at least a lot of times, in the group stages, you won't see a lot of cheesing. You'll see more so standard macro-focused games, unless you have a hyper-aggressive, you know, Zerg or a hyper-aggressive Terran player that's playing in that particular game. But nonetheless, guys, it does look like, as we get started here, our Zerg player is going to go for that hatch gas pool opener, so relatively standard on his end. And then on the opposite side, it looks like a barracks into a refinery, and then, of course, looks like he's going to go for that command center as well as the factory. So relatively standard on both sides of the map so far here. It does look like this SCV is going to try to be a little bit of a nuisance and kind of deny that third quick hatchery here, at least for the time being. And those small things, guys, can go a very long way in these big games. So here we go. There's a Reaper on the opposite side of the map, going to try to get, you know, start microing a little bit, trying to get a couple of kills here, maybe get a drone kill, at least for his troubles. Do not want to allow this around here. There is a queen out now, and it looks like that will shoo Maru away for the time being. So as I said, you know, no significant, you know, changes here to the real build order for the Zerg player, or really the Terran player either. Looks like the tech of choice is going to be a couple of Hellions coming out of the Terran player. That is very standard for sure. And it does look like, once again, Maru wants to be a little bit annoying and not allow this third hatchery to go down very easily. So a couple of Hellions are going to be joining the fight here. There is going to be the Zergling speed upgrade coming for Lambo. And as I said, we're probably going to be setting ourselves up here for possibly a standard macro focused game here, unless there is something that does change here at the, you know, nearing the 4-minute mark. I do love watching both these players play with, you know, the Terran and Zerg. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Lambo is getting so good with the Zerg pieces, and Maru has obviously been in the scene been in the Starcraft 2 pro scene really for quite some time, and he has just been playing like an absolute beast. He is, you know, a lot of people think that Maru is going to actually be, you know, he's done really well at, you know, numerous tournaments, gotten very far. In a lot of tournaments this year. I believe he won GSL this year, one of the GSLs, and then, you know, so he's definitely an absolute force to be reckoned with the Terran pieces. And, you know, Lambo on the opposite side hasn't won really any tournaments, but he has been playing, you know, against the people, the likes of, you know, Cyril, as well as others, and really given them a significant run for their money. So he has shown that he can play with really anybody out there. It does look like there is going to be a layer coming up here for Lambo, as well as more and more of these queens. We're starting to see more and more queens coming out of the Zerg players, really for that defense as well as that creep spread. Command center, That's going to be his third command center coming out of Maru. We're also seeing the cloaking field coming up here, as well as a Banshee. So I don't think Lambo has spotted this yet, so it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a timing push here for Maru. He's going to try to get a couple of these drone kills. Looks like he's going to be pushed away, though, by some of these queens. And the queens are very scary to deal with sometimes, especially in high numbers. Does look like this Banshee is going to be up here, but Lambo must have known about this, seeing as how he does have spore crawlers in pretty much all of his bases so far. So, to say the least, it does look like both these players are, you know, playing it very safe right now. They're giving each other some respect here, which is going to build into a macro-focused game. And here we go. A couple of those Banshees are going to be under some heat. Beautiful pickup there by Lambo. A few of these Hellions, though, see that those Queens are out of position, but the Queens do get back, and the Hellions decide not to engage as of yet. It does look like our +1/+1 upgrades are going to be coming out of Lambo as well as for Maru. And it looks like the roly-poly upgrade for the Banelings is going to be coming out now. So both players are kind of, you know, setting themselves up here, you know, to kind of, you know, play the late game if they need to. And I love that, you know, by both of these players. Once again, the Banshee's going to come into that main base and try to do a little bit of some damage. Not doing too much as of yet. Fourth base is going to be started here for Lambo. And before you know it, guys, these armies are going to start to get pretty big because obviously, you know, the economy of both players is going to get very good very quickly because of the number of bases going up here. I feel I'm a little bit concerned for Lambo at this point, simply because that third base is already going to be going up here, is already up for Maru, and that can become very, very scary. It looks like we're going to have a couple of hits from a couple of sides here for Maru. Maru's going to come into that fourth base location. You're going to try to do a little bit of some micro here, trying to get the surround, and those medevacs are going to pick up very, very quickly. Now, this can be where it gets very annoying for a Zerg player to have to deal with. Numerous drops at once, or just numerous pushes from different angles across the map, which does consist of a lot of micro here. And once again, it looks like Lambo's going to try to get this around, but there is a lot of units now that are going to be coming towards this fourth base location. Looks like Maru actually is not really does not want this base to really start mining substantially. So he is going to move this army down here. I'm wondering if he's going to try to hit from a different angle here. Does look like he's trying to keep into position. And it looks like a couple of those siege tanks are going to siege up on the low ground. They're going to go after some of those Banelings. Beautiful connections here by those Marines here. And now the Hellbats are coming in. And once again, here we go. Looks like that fourth base location is going to be absolutely under fire. And it looks like it is going to go down here. Beautiful pickup there by Maru. And it looks like now this is going to force a lot of units out of Lambo. Looks like we're going to have some more drops coming in here for Maru. Maru plans on, you know, really pushing a lot of the aggression here. Does have to be careful, though, while coming on to creep, though. You got to be so careful. Looks like a counterattack is going to be coming up here by Lambo. He's going to try to get the surround on some of these siege tanks. Does do that, but pretty minimal amounts of damage being dealt so far. He is going to go after a couple of those supply depots, but there is a siege tank that is up. Looks like he's going to back off for now and go after some of these SCVs here. This is a beautiful push here. It's gonna really help, at least for the time being. Those SCVs are going to try to get some kills on all of those units, and a couple of the medevacs even helping out with healing up some of those SCVs. Beautifully done there by Maru. Maru's playing this thing very, very well so far as we approach the 10-minute mark here in this game. Looks like the Hive is going to be coming out for Lambo right now, and it looks as if we're seeing really a Ling Bane Hydra composition is what I'm pretty much mainly seeing out of Lambo so far. He looks like he's going to get those higher tier Hive units, and it looks like he is going to be pushed back, at least for now. That is Lambo on his on that creep spread. I'm getting the one thing I'm a little bit worried about here is Maru going a little bit too far on creep, and it looks like there is going to try to be a surround here by Lambo. He's going to try to get around But it looks like he's not going to maybe necessarily engage here. It looks like some of those units are going to catch a couple of these Banelings off guard here. And it does look like those a few of those Zerglings are going to be taken up by the Hellbats with relative ease here. And once again, another run by of some of those Zerglings is going to be very, very helpful. Keeping that Terran player on his heels at home, which is the biggest thing. Now, Maru's going for that 4th base already. And this is where it starts to get really scary for the Zerg, because there is just so much Terran coming across the map here. And the Lambo does not have nearly the economy, at least at this point. And here we go, trying to get that surround, but those Hellbats are doing so much damage here. And with those Medivacs as well as the Hellbats and all of these, and all these Marines here, this is going to be a very scary engagement for a Lambo to take, at least at this point in the game. Maru's getting close to maxing out here. Looks like a few of these Liberators are going to be coming around to this side of the map here towards that 3rd base location, trying to do whatever kind of damage they possibly can at this point. Beautifully done here by Maru. Maru is absolutely playing this thing beautifully right now, splitting up his army, moving into that 4th base location. Once again, they're going to try to take out that 4th base, going pretty far onto creep here, but those siege tanks are in such a great position. They're going to get amazing connections on all of those units. The Vipers are coming out now, so these higher tier units are starting to move out. I wonder if it's just a little bit too late, though. Maru is doing so much damage to that hatchery, and just like that, he has had enough. Blinding Clouds coming in. There's going to be beautiful Baneling connections here, absolutely shutting down Maru is Lambo right now. Absolutely beautifully done there by Lambo. A very, very nice connection there with all those Banelings, as well as the Hydras and Zerglings, trying to get that surround once again. The siege tanks are doing so much damage, and the micro of Maru is just on point right now. Beautifully done here, as I said, by both these players. The micro and the macro game really of Maru has been really superb at this point, and he's kind of replenishing the army very, very quickly here. And it looks like Lambo certainly is not out of this game just yet, though. Does look like that 5th base location is going to be under significant heat, as well as this 4th base is, could go down at really any moment. So he's got to be so careful when with playing this. Now those +1, ground-based unit upgrades, some of them were not fully completed in for Lambo, so he's going to be a little bit behind right now when it comes to the upgrade game. He does have +3 on some of these other upgrades, infantry weapons, as well as the vehicle weapons. Level 2 is going to be finishing up right now for our Terran player. Blinding Clouds coming in once again, and once again here, Lambo is kind of caught into a strange position. The surround is going to be coming in here. Those Hydralisks are going to be trying to get some of those kills on the Medivacs. Not quite successful there, but at the same time, Maru is still just kind of, doing what he can against this army of Lambo. Playing this thing absolutely brilliantly right now is Maru. Maru is playing an incredible game so far. Really enjoying watching what he is doing here. And it looks like, once again, Blinding Clouds are going to come in. Lambo is trying to get this around on multiple sides, but those siege tanks are in such good positions, and GG is called, and Lambo decides to GG out, and Maru takes game number 1. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Maru and Lambo, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for news, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.